Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here with my first review of the early access version of My Summer Car by Amos Tech. You can check them out at amostech.com/MSC. Starting out, let's just say that this game is not for everyone. Built in the Unity engine, you can tell it is made by a small group of people. However, the content that they have in here shows great promise. It is set in 1990s Finland, and you are given just a shell of a car and a garage full of parts, and you have to assemble the car bit by bit, piece by piece. Now, unlike Car Mechanic Simulator that doesn't let you finish the car if bolts are not installed, My Summer Car is almost a roguelike in the fact that mistakes are punished very well. If you do not tighten a bolt, you can leak fluid, you can leak coolant, you can leak oil, you can leak brake fluid from your clutch and master cylinder, making your car actually run accordingly. If you don't fill up your radiator, then your car overheats and can possibly explode. If you are a gearhead that really likes to get down into the nitty-gritty of car building, then My Summer Car is definitely worth checking out. That being said, My Summer Car has glitches and bugs. It is very finicky as far as part placement is concerned. You might be spending a lot of time in your garage building your car, knowing where a part goes to be hunting for the exact pixel location of said part, and even sometimes it may not attach correctly, so you'll have to do it all over again. It goes into great detail such as bolting. Every part must be bolted on with the appropriate size spanner. So if you are not a fan of going back to your toolbox and searching for the right size wrench, then I would stay away. But if you enjoy that type of challenge, then My Summer Car can provide that. As far as the map is concerned, the map is fairly big. There are several towns located on the map of varying sizes with different activities that you can do in each separate town. Now, the goal of the game, well, one of the possible goals of the game, is to get your car built from its shell to a street legal car, and then continuing on to win a rally. Winning a rally is very fulfilling. Starting from the bottom and working your way up and earning that trophy and the 5,000 marks that comes with first place is very rewarding. As far as the map is concerned, there are places such as a mechanic shop where you can repair your car or have your mechanic repair a car. Just things like the alignment or the gear ratios, or get rid of the rust, or even put on a custom paint scheme. There are also places in the town Perijärvi, such as a filling station. Yes, you must keep your cars filled with fuel if you don't want them to run out of gas. There are two different types of fuel, 98 octane and diesel fuel, and each vehicle has its specific requirements as far as fuel is concerned. There is also the DMV, where the cars get inspected and you earn your license plates, and also the convenience store doubles as a post office. So you actually go to a repair catalog and you find the parts that you would like to install aftermarket on your car, such as new steering wheel, new tires, new spoilers, and new aerodynamic kits for your car, as well as frill such as a new stereo system or even speakers to turn your car into a bass bumping monstrosity. In the town of Lop is the car repair shop and septic tanks. In the town of Rikpovia, there is an airfield that is used for a quarter-mile drag strip. So if you want a 10-second car, that's the place to go. There's also a landfill where parts that fall through the world appear, which is a pretty good mechanic. Sometimes parts fall through the world and you'll need to go back to the landfill to get it. And also an unmarked dirt track that you can take your car off-road and get it sideways and do all that kind of thing. As far as activities are concerned, there's several different ways to make money in My Summer Car, such as taking your septic tank truck to people's septic tanks around the map and pulling those out. You can also chop firewood for your neighbor load up a wagon, and use a tractor to take that firewood and unload it for him. And that's the most lucrative thing you can do for your time. There's also things where if you're sleeping at 2 in the morning, a drunk guy can call you from the bar and you'll have to give him a ride home. There's also managing your bodily needs. This is a survival game on top of a mechanic simulator, so you have to manage things like your urine and your cleanliness. Now, in a future update, I read that the shower will actually work, but the only way to get yourself clean in this version is the sauna. Also, you can gamble at the slot machine located at the gas station, as well as vandalism, which is essentially taking your septic tank truck and dumping its entire contents in front of the DMV just because. And you earn a lot of beer for such things as those. There are several different types of alcohol, such as your regular beer, and then there is the liquor that is found in your warehouse or your garage. And coming soon in a future update, you can buy sugar and yeast to make moonshine. Essentially, the feel of the game is one of lightheartedness as well as punishment. The lightheartedness where you can sit and watch TV and have a beer, and the viciousness of crashing your car and dying and losing your save if you so choose. Permadeath is an option, and like some games that I've seen, permadeath is the only way to get achievements. There are 29 Steam achievements to achieve, such as running 200 kilometers an hour in the car that you've built, drinking a bottle of booze, or even drinking an entire case of beer is an achievement. The achievements are not well spoken. You can sort of get a gist of what you need to do to get them, but it's not laid out for you. It's not holding your hand. And that's the biggest thing about this game to take away, is it does not hold your hand. There is no tutorial. You'll find yourself doing things incorrectly in the game, and it's not going to stop you. The police checkpoints, you're not told that you can't be speeding, and you're not told to pull over and take a breathalyzer test, but if you fail to do such things as these, you will be chased by the police, possibly run off the road and killed, resetting your entire game. Now, there is a way that you can copy your saves, save them to a separate location, so if you do get bit by the permadeath monster, it is no worse for the wear. Overall, the game is not bad for its price tag. Right now, as of this recording on the Steam page, it is $14.99, and the Steam Winter Sale may be coming up, and it may be a title that you can pick up. Some pros that I picked up from this game: the attention to detail as far as building the car is second to none. If you are a gearhead, if you like turning wrenches, if you have a dream of building a project car but don't have the means or the money to do so, then this would be a very legitimate experience for you. Also, the lightheartedness and the task of emptying a septic tank and delivering firewood, although it doesn't sound fun, it's engaging enough in this game that, you know, you either that or you need the money bad enough that you will go empty someone's septic tank. But that doesn't stop you from just opening the spill valve and spewing all of their septic tank on top of them for making you come out and do that. You can do that in this game. While it's not a true sandbox, it does feel open. There are no quest markers per se, but on your map, darts are thrown for your location, but that is the only sort of indication of where you're going. So it is a very hands-off game as far as being told what to do. So if you are not a fan of, you know, going out and doing what you want to do, then this game certainly is not for you. The models are pretty good. I mean, in Unity Engine, the lighting is kind of a tad bit foofy, and the physics are its biggest downfall, I think. You want a game where you drive to have great physics and a great feel, and while the Satsuma, your stock car, has a good feel, other vehicles like the septic tank truck and the blue van that you're given feels kind of floaty. They feel not connected to the ground, and which can lead to ultimately crashing and dying. There were a few glitches during my gameplay. One glitch in particular where driving the tractor and also the septic tank truck, I felt that I was stuck in the geometry. As I was driving down the road, everything was fine, and all of a sudden the tires wouldn't grip anymore, and no matter what gear I was in or no matter where I turned, I just laid down a black streak of tire, just a big old skid mark, and I didn't gain any traction. Resaving and reloading the game fixed that from time to time, but it was still a pain, especially when permadeath is looming over your head. You don't want to be stuck in the middle of the road and then hit by a car. Overall, I cannot give the game a score because it is not done, but I can recommend this game to people who really enjoy cars, who like racing, and especially to people who have a Logitech wheel or equivalent. If you have a PC wheel and pedal set, then the game opens up really well. Most of the problems that you may have is driving with a keyboard, and if you've ever tried to drive a game with a keyboard before, you know that a controller is superior in every single way as far as control is concerned. So if you have a game controller or a steering wheel, then your experience will be far better than someone who has just a keyboard. Overall, I mean, I really like this game. I got 41 hours out of the initial playthrough, and I didn't do everything that there was to do yet. Basically, my goal for starting my series was to get to the point where the car was built, it passed the inspection, it got its license plates, I won the rally, and then got the achievement for hitting 200 kilometers an hour, and I'm sort of putting the game back off on the back burner until another update comes out. Some things that I would like to see in the game are new cars that you can upgrade and build. There are junk cars littered around, but all they are for is taking to the mechanic and getting paid for bringing the hunk of body back to them. How cool would it be if you could take those cars back to your garage, order the parts, and build all of those cars up and have a fleet of cars that you have built from the ground up. Pulling from Car Mechanic Simulator and auction might not be bad. If you could just buy old rusted junk and keep on going, that would give a lot of life to the game, especially if the cars were different. The cars that you can drive in the game so far are your Satsuma. You can drive the septic tank truck, you can drive a tractor, you can drive a blue diesel van, and you can drive what's called the Ferndale, which is almost like a 1960s Charger that is an automatic transmission, but it has a lot of power in first gear, and if you're trying to drive that with a keyboard, then you may be in for a bad time. So, closing thoughts. This game came out of nowhere. I was intrigued by the trailer, and if you go on their Steam page, you can watch the trailer for all the things that they do. Of course, the tone of the game is lighthearted and almost like a satire of Finnish life in the 90s, so they don't play it straight, but they play it well enough that it gets your attention and you think, oh, I didn't know I could pee in the radiator to refill it. That seems like a novel idea. And that's the kind of game this is. You know, it's unrestricted, it's fun, but I think it would be best to catch it on early access if this is something that you are looking forward to or something that sounds appealing. Get it while it's cheap, because after it comes out fully, which I believe it will, the developer is very hands-on and releasing updates. He released 2 in November. So it looks like the developer, Amos Tech, is really active, and they are active in the Steam forums as well, which is a good sign for an early access game. I don't believe it's going to be abandonware. I don't believe that if you buy this game today, it will never change. I believe they are going to work through it. But overall, a pretty fun experience. For 40 hours that I got out of it for the $13 that I spent, I mean, it was quite fun indeed. But if you have any other questions about the game, feel free to leave a comment and I can answer them in the comment section. If you would like to see gameplay, I have a series where I start from the bottom and work my way through the rally. and getting my car tuned up with the aftermarket parts and speeding down the highway, and we've had some fun. So that's going to do it for me in this first look / review video. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. And thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see more of my summer car in the future. Take care.